Hi, my name's Paul Lewis, and we thought it'd be good to give you an idea or a clearer picture of what we mean when we're talking about Christ, mission, and discipleship as a church in 2020. Now, when we talk about Christ, we want to make sure that everything we do as a church is centered on Christ. We have a lot of programs and ministries here at Canterbury Gardens, which is an amazing privilege and blessing. But we want to make sure that Christ is at the center of everything that we're doing and not just our program. So first and foremost, we want to be centered on Christ. Then when we talk about mission, we want to remember that we're sent by Christ. There's this amazing verse in Acts 1 verse 8 where it says, "You will receive power when the Holy Spirit comes on you, and you will be my witnesses." We are a sent church to be witnesses of the living Jesus Christ, and we want to do everything we can to be part of that mission this year in 2020. So we've got Christ, we've got mission, and lastly we've got discipleship. Now, for us as a church, we see discipleship as a process of being transformed by Christ, to be made into his image. Whether that's one-on-one, whether it's in a group setting, or whether it's as a collective congregation, we want to make sure that that call, or that part of our call to go and make disciples is also front and center of everything we do here in 2020. So we have Christ, being centered on Christ, mission, being sent by Christ, and lastly, discipleship, being transformed by Christ. Now, how are those things going to impact what we do here at Canterbury this year? Well, the first thing we want to do is we want to touch base with each of the ministry areas that are operating here at Canterbury Gardens and talk through what those things mean for them. What does Christ, mission, and discipleship look like for them as a ministry? And we recognize that that'll look different for different ministries who are at different stages, but it's helpful to have a dialogue and to talk it through what it means and to give people the opportunity to get their minds out of their program and to think more broadly around why they're doing what they're doing. And then we want to work with the ministries to set some goals and priorities for this year that can give you some direction as we work forward through the year. But then not just leave them to their own devices. We want to be journeying with those ministries and talking through how they're going against those priorities and how they're tracking through the year, and if there's any way we as a leadership team can support them in what they're doing. But it's not just things that are at a ministry level that we want to focus on and through 2020. We also want to look at church-wide initiatives as well around these ideas of Christ, mission, and discipleship. So in terms of Christ, what we're thinking of is starting with a study on gospel-centered life, where we unpack with some of the key leaders around the church how the gospel speaks into things in our life and keeping Christ at the center of it. In terms of mission, we've obviously got the 151 initiative, which we're rolling out as well, which we would love people to pray about engaging with. One person, 5 points of contact with them, and then also bringing them to one event at Canterbury Gardens. And there'll also be some training and things we do through the year to unpack what mission can look like in our current context. And then in terms of lastly, discipleship, we're also looking at some seminars that will hopefully be a real blessing to people, both in terms of parenting and marriage, and also we're looking at identifying roles for people to step up into new leadership roles so they can again develop and grow in their own spiritual walk and experiences here at Canterbury Gardens. And obviously prayer is a really important part of discipleship as well. And over the coming weeks, you'll be hearing more about what's in store for rolling out some prayer initiatives as a corporate group here at Canterbury Gardens. So these are the types of things that we're praying about rolling out through 2020, and hopefully what Christ's mission and discipleship will mean for us as a church through this year. That we are a church who is firstly centered on Christ, that we're a church who is sent by Christ, and that we're a church who is transformed by Christ. If you've got any questions, then come talk to us. We would love to dialogue what it could look like for you as an individual and also for the ministries that you're involved with. And we'll be praying that God really blesses it through this year.